Today, everything you do creates a trail of data. Whether you're driving, running, or simply listening to your favorite song, this data that you create is like a myriad of little dots. It powers your daily life, and it's the same for your business. Every single one of your employees, your clients, your products, every single experience adds to your customers and your own data constellation. Connecting these dots lets you see the bigger picture. It makes digital transformation a reality for your enterprise. This is a journey we're making together, helping your company reinvent itself, using technology and science to your advantage. It was just as true a century ago when we invented the tabulating machines as it is now when we move your key infrastructures and applications securely to the private and public clouds, just like we do for the Olympic Games. And we won't stop here. Now, with artificial intelligence and IoT becoming a reality for your business, we are here to help you at each and every step to get ever closer to your customers. And when quantum computing, the next biggest technological frontier of this century, revolutionizes your business, we'll be there for you, combining talent, technology, and science to connect the dots in new, faster, safer, and more sustainable ways. We are Atos, the trusted partner for your digital journey.
Hello and welcome to all of you, dear customers, dear partners, dear all, to our 5th edition of our Atos Tech Days. You're very numerous today to be connected, and we are extremely delighted with the entire management team of Atos, and especially with Sophie Proust, our Chief Technology Officer, to welcome you to this virtual session. First of all, and before starting, I hope all of you in this very difficult period, we're not completely yet out of, that you've been going through the difficulties safely for yourself, your families, your colleagues at your companies and institutions. Today and this year is a very special session. It's fully virtual. And I can tell you that we didn't spend a lot of time with Sophie and the rest of the team to wonder whether we would maintain this session today. Of course, we wanted to maintain it. And the number of all of you in front of your screens, which is 2 times more than last year, I think is a great encouragement and confirmation that we had to maintain this session and to make it fully virtual. But this session this year is also very special because we are at a tipping point for Atos. We've just announced a new vision, a new ambition, a new strategy for the group, pivoting Atos towards growth. And all what you will see today and tomorrow during those Atos Tech Days will be about the Atos technologies that we are concentrating on, and the ones of tomorrow we are already working on, which will support this new journey Atos is engaging on. So, as an introduction to those Atos Tech Days, I would like to take you through this vision that we have for the present and the future, and the trends we see in the industry that you are living as customers, as partners of Atos, that you are living every day, and I'm sure that will resonate with your own thinking. If I start with, a little step backwards, we've been seeing in any presentation like this one today, in the last 5 or 10 years, I would have come with, plenty of numbers describing the data deluge, the explosion of data, the exponential growth of data. All these were true, of course, and it's not only true, it will continue to expand exponentially. But if we are very honest with what has been happening in the last period, we've been accumulating data, storing a lot of data, but we have leveraged, used, extracted intelligence from this data only a tiny little bit. And the real potential of extracting intelligence from data, meaning create real outcome, real services for our customers, for you, as an industry, is in front of us. So we are going from what we used to call data deluge to what I call services profusion. This is mostly in front of us, and that should be a great and exciting period for all of us. This period is translating into 3 calls from yourself, from our customers, from the customers we're seeing every day. Customers are expecting 3 main characteristics from those new services. First of all, they want services which deliver an outcome. They want outcome-based services. They want value out of these services. They don't just want, the services to be well delivered or previous services to be delivered for cheaper. Yeah, of course, it will continue. But now you want real outcomes, outcomes that we could not achieve in the classical economy, that we can achieve in a data-driven economy. You also want experience. In fact, you don't want services. We don't use the word services anymore a lot. We use the word experience. Customer experience and employee experience. The period we've just been through, and we're still in for a while, has put a great emphasis on the employee experience. And you want safety. This is the third very strong call from customers. You want safety. And the news is not that you want safety, but the safety scope has massively widened. You want security, but you also want decarbonization. That's also about safety. Those 3 customer calls, translate into 7 trends, 7 digital breakthroughs that we are seeing at Atos. The first one is full stack cloud. What we call full stack cloud emerges from several novelties or accelerated trends. First of all, the cloud migrations are accelerating, and the COVID situation has accelerating the migration to the cloud. But also, the design of the cloud, the architectures of the cloud in which we are migrating the application and the data is becoming more and more hybrid, including more and more public cloud. The other characteristic is that more and more our customers want multi-cloud strategy, not just private and public, but multi-public cloud strategies. You don't want to depend anymore on a single technology provider, generally speaking, and you don't want anymore to depend on one single cloud provider. That's a new trend that we as Atos, as orchestrator, we need to take into account. And the last characteristic of this new wave of cloud migration is this full stack cloud concept, which is migrating to the cloud, the infrastructure, the platform, the database, and the application. So it's a full stack cloud migration. The second trend or digital breakthrough is about business critical applications. And this is very interesting area. One number, one figure. Today, if you look at the applications which are already on the cloud, only 10% of them are business critical applications. Which means that what we've been moving to the cloud, and there has been a lot of activity around that in the last 5-8 years, has been about migrating infrastructure and migrating applications which were more basic applications, functional management applications. Now it comes to the business critical applications. Those 10% of applications, this figure, will become close to 30% in 2024. So in 4 years from now, almost 30% of the applications in the cloud will be business critical applications, meaning that the new applications going to the cloud in the 4 years to come, in majority, will be business critical applications. This is an enormous opportunity for Atos, and that is an area for you to work with Atos, which is absolutely massive because we are specialists historically of many business critical applications in all industries. Thirdly, digital platforms. What do we mean when we say digital platforms? Because I know many of you may have different meanings or different definitions. Definition of digital platforms for us is about sharing data between different enterprises, companies, belonging or not to the same value chain, and giving birth to new applications, to new services for the end customers. Services, outcomes which did not exist before. These digital platforms will exist in all industries, and they will create roughly 70% of the new value created in the next 5 years, globally speaking, GDP-wise, is going to come from digital platforms. You will need in your sector, in your industry, if you partner like this with your competitors or with your suppliers or customers in your value chain, you will need, of course, a neutral hand to operate, to administrate, to secure these digital platforms. Atos is that neutral hand. Customer experience. This is very interesting digital breakthrough here. Customer experience is not new, of course. We've been having in B2C, in B2B, we've been having a massive trend of customer experience design over the last 10 years. But that was more about having a nice look and feel, having a fancy mobile app. The new wave of customer experience is about virtual reality, augmented reality, fully immersive experience, a very precise and detailed and accurate omni-channel strategies. This all relies on very sophisticated technologies which are entering into the customer experience field, which did not before. Customer experience on one side, employee experience on the other side. That's the fifth digital breakthrough. Employee experience, in a way, is the new name for digital workplace. It means that we will have to widen our scope, our way of thinking of digital workplace. This is what we already do for years in Atos. You know that we are a leader, a worldwide leader in digital workplace. We are the leader in Europe very clearly, also because we have already widened our way of looking at digital workplace that has been emphasized during the crisis, of course, in the last 4 months. For many of you, as our customers, we need absolutely to take into account the new ways of working, the flexi-working, and reimagining collaboration, in a word. The last two digital breakthroughs are probably the biggest differentiators for Atos. Digital security. Digital security is about cybersecurity, which is the center of digital security for the market, for you and for us. And you know that we have already very strong positions. We're number 3 in the world in cybersecurity services. We are number 1 in Europe in cybersecurity services for you. But digital security is becoming more and more about mission-critical systems, securization of things, security of IoT, and also two emerging, increasing notions, especially with the COVID period: independence from technology providers, independence from cloud providers. As I said earlier, our customers, you don't want anymore to depend on a single technology provider, on a single cloud provider. We have a role to play in the value chain. Atos has a very big role to play as the advocate of our customers to make sure whatever happens in the future, whatever the bumps on the road in the future, like the COVID ones, and all the ones that we cannot plan, anticipate, or expect, we will make sure you are not dependent on only the same hands. Independence. And the second notion I want to underline is traceability. Everything we eat, especially since the last period, everything we touch, everything we buy as equipment, as objects, we will want more and more to know where it has gone through, what has been the journey, the components, each and every elementary elements, components of what we buy. We will want to know where it has gone through. This is about traceability, and we see technologies like blockchain to become extremely important and actually to expand in areas where it hasn't been really so far, in the case of blockchain, we believe it will get out of, the historical usages of blockchain in cryptocurrency or more broadly in financial services. It will expand in retail massively, in manufacturing, in energy, and in many other sectors. This is digital security. But if I come back to cybersecurity, which will remain the center of what we do in digital security, I want to say that we have a very strong ambition there to get to more than 2 billion of activity in the midterm. While we are today at 700 million of activity in cybersecurity, which makes us number 3 worldwide, as I said, we want to go above 2 billion, organically, working for you, and inorganically. And by the way, we announced 10 days ago a very important acquisition called Paladion, bringing 850 new cybersecurity specialists into the group. You understand the value of this 850 more, and specialized in managed detection and response, which is the ultimate level of SOC, of security operation centers, using at maximum data analytics to prevent threats, to anticipate threats, and to treat cyber threats before they actually happen. The second very big differentiator for Atos is decarbonization. We are number 1 in almost all rankings, if not all rankings, in the industry. We started before others. We are now at 2021 tons of CO2 per million of revenue, which makes us almost 2 times lower in terms of carbon emissions than our competitors in the industry. But we want to go further, and we announced a few days ago that we target to be net zero carbon emissions by 2035. To be precise, what does it mean? We are carbon neutral since 2018. Carbon neutral means that we've been offsetting our residual carbon emissions for the sole scope of Atos. Here the ambition is much wider. We want to be zero carbon emission, net zero, by 2035 for all the emissions coming from Atos, but also all the scopes we have under our influence, meaning at our customers, yourselves, in your IT infrastructure, for example, your applications, everything related to digital that we're taking care of, and at our suppliers. And we are giving very strong challenges to our suppliers to reduce their carbon emissions for ourselves and also to better serve you. We will be net zero on this entire scope, which is 10 times bigger than Atos itself. We will be net zero carbon emission by 2035, 15 years before the objective of the Paris Agreement. But we want to go much further, because that was all about Atos emissions. That was all about being, number 1 in our industry. But we want to decarbonize our customers. We want to help you decarbonize yourself. I know that all of you have very strong decarbonization objectives. I also know that some of you may not know exactly how to handle that, where to start with, how to handle this very big challenge. And some of you may have been given also objectives from your board, from your CEOs, not exactly knowing how to deliver that. What we propose to you now is that you don't only outsource your digital infrastructure to us, you outsource your carbon footprint reduction to Atos. And we will commit on that. We have introduced in our contracts decarbonization level agreement, the same way we have service level agreement. We will commit through these DLAs to carbon footprint reduction year after year, and if we don't get to the numbers, we will pay a penalty under the form of offsetting ourselves the carbon footprint reduction we will not have achieved. But we also want to decarbonize the non-IT of our customers, the business processes of our customers. And to do so, we'll deploy all the technologies you will see in those 2 days. And you will see that more than half of the sessions you will see during those 2 days all have a green component, a decarbonization component to help you decarbonize your own processes. All of this, of course, will be done after decarbonization assessment that we can perform for you anytime you want. You see that we're thinking seriously through the DLAs with penalties, strong commitment, and we're thinking very big in terms of decarbonization. We will achieve this for you as customers and for you as partners, because I know many of our partners who are watching us today and tomorrow are very much aligned with this ambition. All those 7 digital breakthroughs will rely on our technologies, on our skills, and again, today and tomorrow is a great opportunity for us, for all our colleagues, and behind them, for the 110,000 colleagues of the group, to show to you what we are able to do. On the next slide, you have the summary of all what I explained, of our way to capture those 3 customer calls I described, this new wave of services profusion, of experiences profusion, and those 7 digital breakthroughs. Atos will become the leader in secure and decarbonized digital for you. To achieve this, we need, of course, a very clear strategy and very strong ingredients in the recipe. The first one is Spring. Spring is our strategic plan that we launched at the beginning of the year, which aims at, and sorry for this word, verticalizing the company, which means reorganizing Atos, its portfolio, its go-to-market, and its organization itself, focusing on industries. So we have, since the beginning of the year, 6 industries: manufacturing, financial services and insurance, public sector and defense, telecom, media and technologies, resources and services, which includes energy and utilities, retail, transportation, logistics, and healthcare and life sciences. 6 industries who are working very hard on having a very strong industry-dedicated portfolio of offerings for you, wherever you are, in which industry you are, a go-to-market with a totally unified approach to our customers, to you, so a very simplified interface for you, and an organization, this is more internal, but our organization is fully industry-led. The other ingredients are very obvious. First of all, our people. To achieve this great ambition and the Spring strategy, we are changing progressively our culture. We are attracting talents. Having this strategy, being able to attract digital talents, also goes through decarbonization, which has become the first criterion of attraction of talents in the last 2 years. So this strategy will participate to the attraction of talents. But we also continue doing acquisitions. I mentioned one earlier, which brings 850 new colleagues in cybersecurity. But we will continue. We have announced another one called Elie a few days ago, specialized in S4HANA transitions in the energy sector. This is also about bringing new talents and progressively moving our culture towards growth. if you have one word to remind about this strategy, this orientation of Atos, this pivoting of Atos into the new era, into the new years, it is growth. Not just growth for financial prospects, growth because we want to enhance for you our offerings. Our people are fully aligned behind that objective, I can tell you, and they are showing it every day. They've shown that in supporting you during the COVID crisis. They are extremely excited about this new journey, and the culture is on the change. Second element, alliances and partnerships. Many partners are connected today in front of your screen, and I greet them again. You know that we have a culture for more than 10 years of relying on very strong partnerships. Dell EMC has been a fantastic partner, and remains, and every day we reinforce our partnership with Dell EMC. Siemens, of course, is a great partner. I have to say that we are partnering more and more with hyperscalers, which was not the case 2-3 years ago. We have a great partnership with Google Cloud. We are working extremely well as well with Microsoft, with AWS, and so many other partners. Technologies. Those 2 days are about technologies. We spend 250 million in R&D every year. We will maintain this budget and increase this budget wherever it needs. This is the highest budget in terms of revenue of the industry. This is the DNA of Atos, and this is why and what we want to show you during those 2 days. We will continue to invest, by the way, not only in the short-term or mid-term technologies, but also we will continue to invest in long-term technology, in forward-looking technologies like quantum. We have special announcements with new quantum learning machines, quantum simulators for those 2 days that you will be able to discover very, very soon, very shortly today. But technologies and innovation is more and more about open innovation. Innovation happens in ecosystems. And that's why we have just created, and we announced it today, Atos Scalar, the Atos Accelerator. This accelerator of Atos is welcoming 14 startups and small and medium companies partnering with Atos. We are bringing them to our customers. We are opening all the channels to our customers. And, of course, they will be able to talk to all our experts. And for us, as Atos, it's a fantastic way to multiply, to deploy our innovations, and to innovate even better. So this is a very important announcement of today. And, again, you will have the opportunity to talk with many of them. So these are the key ingredients that will make spring and will make this ambition of growth and of offering for our customers successful. Today and tomorrow, you will have the opportunity to listen to keynotes, to breakout sessions, 38 breakout sessions. You will be able to talk to 150 technology experts. You can request one-on-ones with them in any domain of technology that I mentioned earlier and that you have on the site. You will be able also to talk to industry experts, which is new and which is in line with what I explained in terms of reorganization of our portfolio and our go-to-market and organization. 19 booths will be there where you will be able to deep dive in a specific technology. And you will have our 14 startups from Scalar who will be there to share with you what they are doing and also to share with you this new way of working of Atos with them. And we will have, at the closing of tomorrow, at the closing of the Atos Tech Days, our annual Atos IT Challenge with a lot of surprises. So all those technologies that you see on the screen here are there to support this journey that we are engaging on. And I'm very proud to be able to rely on those assets, which are unique in the industry, and on my colleagues who are nurturing, cherishing, investing, fueling those technologies every day. So I really wish you a great day. I want, before closing, to thank our partners who help us building these 2 days that you have on the screen. Big thanks to all of them. It has been also a great journey to build those 2 days virtually, fully virtually for you and with them, with their support. So thank you to them. And I now wish you a great Tech Days, Atos Tech Days. And please ask any questions you want. We are here to help you, to support you, and to answer your questions. Thank you very much, and see you very soon.